Ramana Maharshi's wisdom shines in talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. This Ramana clip is from a longer video by me, Richard Clarke, as I comment. YouTube subtitles, their closed captions, are good. Turn them on and read along. This will quiet your mind. The next question was how to get rid of the I am the body idea. And let me go to the slide that has the text. I am the body is the root of all mean and selfish actions and desires. I am Brahman is passing beyond liberation.
Limitation.
And how does a grihasta, a householder, fare in the scheme of moksha, liberation? Ramana says, why do you think you are a grihasta? If you go out as a sannyasi, a similar thought that you are a sannyasi will haunt you. Whether you continue in the household or renounce it and go to the forest, your mind haunts you. The ego is the source of thoughts. It creates the body and the world and makes you think you are a grihasta. If you renounce the world, it will only substitute the thought sannyasi for grihasta and the environments of the forest for those of the household. But the mental obstacles are always there. They even increase in new surroundings. There is no help in the change of environment. The obstacle is the mind. It must be got over, whether at home or in the forest. If you can do it in the forest, why not in the home? Therefore, why change the environment? Your efforts can be made even now, in whatever environment you may be. The environment never abandons you according to your desire. Okay. Whether you think of yourself as a householder or a renunciate, the problem is thinking of yourself as this or that. It is this identification as something, this or that, instead of knowing the reality that you are, that is the problem, the limitation. So Ramana tells us to ask, who am I? One way that my teacher Nomi would phrase this was, what do you consider yourself to be? Until you truly know that you are not the mind, the ideas and imaginings of the mind will limit you. If you consider yourself to be either a householder or a renunciant, either idea, either identification will limit you to the life and ideas that are part of that identity. These ideas of identity are ideas of the mind. The mind is always known, and you are the knower, not the ego I, but the self, the existence and consciousness that you are, that is deeper than the mind, that the mind seems to operate within. This self, this knowing is always there, whether you are in your house or in the forest. Know the self, not the role with which you identify. The mind has no separate existence. Like the ornament has no existence without the gold, the mind has no existence without the self. The mind is just an appearance on the reality which you are. You don't have to be in some special place or situation to know this reality. It is always present, here and now. That's why the concern about whether you are a householder or a renunciant is off the mark. The reality is that you are neither. So any concern about either of them will not bring the inner peace you long for. Like the concern about the scales of the snake doesn't matter anymore once you know it is a rope. So know the mind is just an appearance. It has no reality of its own. It takes on the attributes of the identity you hold to, so the environment remains as long as you hold to that identity. What is real is the self that knows the mind and everything else. Know this self here and now. It is there and seen when the ideas of false identities fall away. Look within and see what is always there. These videos help bring Ramana Maharshi's teachings into your direct experience. Subscribe now to help you deepen your understanding and practice to know the self. Just click the subscribe button.